So Bruce Howard, it's good to see you, man.
You too, man.
I maybe see you once a year.
Yeah.
And you've always got a big smile on your face. You're doing a lot of great work for the area, bringing a lot of great shows. We're here to talk about the Blues Fest and the 25th anniversary, but just a couple things to keep on the horizon to put in your calendar. Jeff's really bad at that. He cannot put anything on his phone calendar. He forgets doctor's appointments, dentist appointments. He told me yesterday, he goes, "Oh my God, I forgot. I have a doctor's appointment, and right after the show, I got to leave." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." And
they called me the afternoon before to say, "Hey,"
but he scheduled it 6 months ago.
Are you coming to your doctor's appointment tomorrow?
And I'm like, "What?"
I'm like, yeah, I am. What time was that again?
We were talking earlier things you should know how to do, and maybe in today's day and age, you should know how to set your calendar. Yeah. I don't know what I would do without my phone. I mean, it's got everything on it. But a couple of things that you should look out for: June 14th, Slightly Stupid, coming to Avila Beach with Pepper. That's going to be an awesome show. Primus and Mastodon. We'll have to come back and talk about how you got some of these Social Distortion. I mean, these are some really high caliber artists, rock stars that are going to be here in Avila Beach, and what a cool venue to do. But before we get into that, just remember those are coming up later this summer. Let's talk about this weekend and the 25th anniversary of the Blues Festival. And I mean, isn't it ironic that the 25th anniversary, the one you want to make the biggest deal about, just exploded right in front of your face?
So like 6 weeks ago or so, I got that email that I was telling you guys about that no promoter wants. Please call immediately. It's urgent. And Huey Lewis has Meniere's disease, has been fighting it, thought he could treat it, and he canceled all of his dates forever. I mean, we'll see if he gets better, but right now he canceled 50 dates worldwide.
The guy's like the blue collar rock star, dude.
Totally.
I mean, he works so hard.
Totally.
And Jeff's talks about the fact that he played the Spokane Auto Dealers Auto Auction or whatever it was, because he does. He plays that. He plays the casinos. He plays events like out in Avila.
He's a working boy. That's true.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, it was probably more than that. It was probably 20 years ago. He sold out the California Mid-State Fair 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of my favorites, and so really disappointed to hear this news. I've seen him like 5 times, but I mean, every time you see him, it's a good show.
Yeah.
So you call in, and who do you talk to when?
Well, the agent calls and says, "Oops, sorry, Huey's sick. We got to cancel," and it's in their contract. They can't. And just for people listening, I mean, to me, what people forget about is artists are people too,
right?
And they're entitled to get sick, and they're entitled to get diseases, and you have to. So the 3 that I've had in my career that were the big ones, I had Willie at Pozo a bunch of years ago, and he did a makeup date, and I had Johnny Cash at the Pack. And there were like 4 shows he canceled, sold out show at the Pack, and he never performed again, died. So
and the good news is, for you that you've been able to, work through those, move on, and continue to do what you do, which is book great shows for this area.
Yeah, you have to.
So,
tell us how you got Pryor Baird, because it was like the minute he was cast off the show.
Yeah, you friends with his family? What, do they live in Orchid or something?
It was like there was stuff circulating on Facebook about him playing the Blues Festival.
So do you guys know a guy named Jay Turner?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know very well.
So Jay and I go back a long time, and Jay called and said he's friends with the Rock and Roll Tequila guys, and they're working with Pryor Baird, and would I consider Pryor Baird to open the show? This is after Huey canceled and after it was already a free show.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I won't say a bad word. I was like, hell yes. How about that?
Well, he's a perfect fit for blues, because I mean that's what he is through and through. It's
so
bluesy.
Blake was moving him into the countryside, but I think his roots are blues and R&B.
Yeah.
So this was perfect for him.
Yeah.
And he's in Nashville, so they were able to put up the money to get him out here, and they have a relationship with him, so it worked for them and it works for us. I mean, it was great. It was a great thing that happened. Thank you, Jay. I know you're not listening, but thank you, Jay Turner at Sunny Country.
He always comments on stuff while he's doing his show. He's always commenting.
He's commenting on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page. So
he's on top of it.
He's multifunctional. Yeah, he's a multitasker.
No, and Pryor was. I mean, I've talked to him a couple of times. He's a sweet guy, and he grew up here, and the 2 festivals he's always wanted to do were the Avila Beach Blues Festival and Live Oak.
Really?
And I told him, I could help him with one of them.
That's pretty cool. I mean, to think about it, we've got a handful of names that have come from this area that have gone on to do big things, and this guy could be the next big, probably country star. Maybe blues. Maybe he does a little bit of both. It's you put yourself in Nashville, you can kind of go either way. So he's going to open up the show,
correct?
And then
Shamika
Copeland, who's played before, has been here before.
She has, and Shamika first she's a killer R&B blues singer, and she's got new product out. And secondly, there were two women that I've seen do this. The first one that went a cappella and then off mic a cappella. The first one I did 25 years ago at the Great American Melodrama, or 30 years ago, and her name was Alison Krauss.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And then the second one that did it was Shamika Copeland at Avila, but that was playing to 3,500 people outdoors, off mic a cappella, and her pipes carried it.
How? It's just like one of those
she's got some strong pipes.
If you witness it, you're like, how is she doing that?
Why am I hearing this?
And then Fabulous Thunderbirds will be up there.
Tough enough, baby. Tough enough.
Yeah. We play a handful of those guys. And then, and is that the whole lineup?
Yeah, 3. I always do 3.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be a great day. And it's absolutely free, open to the public. What about parking there? I mean, how does that work?
Okay, so they usually are parking is included in your tickets, but because this is free,
right.
we're charging $6.
Okay, so either Uber in or park there.
Uber in or park there, and at the stoplight, when you get into Avila, there's a stoplight, and we break open the fence. That's where you go.
Cold beer?
The coldest in town, baby.
Gotta have it. It's gonna be a nice weekend.
We were talking a little bit about this off the air. You have no way of knowing,
correct,
how many people are going to show up because it's a totally free event. So,
correct. First come, first serve.
2 reasons to get there early. 1, you probably want to see Pryor Baird,
right?
And 2, you want to get there and get in because there's a possibility that it could fill up.
Well, and you guys are helping with that, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well,
because getting the word out to people. Gates are at noon. I would say if you want to go to the show, be there at noon.
I would say you help yourself with that because it has become such a Memorial Day tradition on the Central Coast to just show up at the Blues Festival regardless of who's going. People go to this thing for the acts, but they also go for the party. We talk about this dynamic with many shows here on the Central Coast. I mean, you go because it's the social event that is happening that weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody, the Blues Festival, you've made the Blues Festival synonymous with Memorial Day weekend.
It's the party that
Beach.
kicks off the summer.
Yeah,
that's right.
It is. So be sure if you're going to go, show up early. So
just camp.
So it doesn't
right along the Bob Jones Trail.
You don't want your day ruined by having to do something alternate.
Jeff and Jeremy said that, not Bruce Howard. All right.
No, we have a capacity, and we're going to make it comfortable for people. So we're not going to oversell. I mean, this is free, so it could be that we have to turn people away. So be there early.
Bruce Howard's here. The Blues Fest happens on Sunday, and it's going to be great. It's going to be free. Remember, there is $6 parking, but I'm telling you, that's going to go quick. So if you can Uber in, that's probably the best way to do it, especially if you're going to enjoy a lot of those cold beers, which, whose wouldn't it? I just looked at the forecast, sunny 71 degrees on Sunday in Avila Beach. So it'll be.
Baby.
We always tell people that we're in your wife probably has a bigger walk-in closet than our studio. And now you can attest that that's probably true.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
That's probably true. We've got Bruce Howard here, Otter Productions, 25th Annual Avila Beach Blues Festival. Free to everyone this weekend. It's on Sunday at Avila Beach Golf Resorts. Get there early because there is still the fire department. There's still we want to be safe, even if it's not with the fire department. We still want to make sure that we're following all the codes and stuff. So at some point they could turn people away. So the earlier you get there, the better. And you're recommending noon.
Noon Gates, so I would get there by Gates, absolutely.
And then there's some people that come to town. I talked to this guy, a buddy of mine in Bakersfield, loves coming over, loves Avila Beach, favorite spot, wants to know everything about this weekend, loves that tequila festival. And that's happening the day before. I went to it 4 years ago, and I learned my lesson. Me and tequila, man, I was doing great. I was like, man, I'm not going to drink much tequila.
When you love the tequila festival, date the tequila festival. Don't marry the tequila festival.
Next thing I know, I was pulling the ripcord to get the wife to get me out of there, and I couldn't even make it all the way home. But that's because I wasn't. I wasn't making the best choices. You make great choices, you'll have a great time. Talk about this band that you're bringing in, Calexico.
Well, I had heard a lot about Calexico, and they have new product. Actually, Suzanne was just talking about it because in her round trip to L.A., she was listening to Calexico. It just fits. I mean, it's the music that really fits the tequila festival. Everybody's going to be. I mean, it's a rockin' band, and it fits tequila. It's perfect. It's a perfect line. And then La Misa Negra is a band. I don't know who they are, But that's the opening act. There's a couple bands.
Okay. All right. I'm sure that'll be great. And that's on Saturday. And then I didn't realize this, but you're booking most of the shows that are at the Avila Beach Golf Resort.
All of them. All of
so
them. I have partners on a lot of them.
And then you're also doing some stuff at the Fremont.
Correct.
Some other shows coming up this summer. I mean, I'm so excited. Primus was like one of my favorite bands in high school.
Baby.
It was like Metallica and Primus. And I was, mid to early 90s was when I was in school. And, that was back when subwoofers were popular and that My Name is Mud bass line would hit.
Oh, yeah.
You did that really well.
Jeff had that. Jeff had would you have the bazooka tube?
Yeah, I had a bazooka tube.
Everybody had something.
Wasn't that Australian, that thing?
I don't know.
No, that's a didgeridoo.
Okay. Sorry.
Primus and Mastodon, and is that Juju?
Juju, yeah.
I'm not familiar with them, but I know Primus. I know Mastodon. Those are big gets, man.
Yeah,
how do you score? How do you score these guys?
That's actually
how does the process work?
That's a buddy of mine is with Golden Voice. Golden Voice, you guys may know them.
Sure.
It's AEG, but they started a little festival called Coachella.
Yeah.
And he's with Golden Voice, and he calls me when they have a tour and they're doing it. There's a Vales. He'll call me and say, "You guys want to do it at Avila?"
And it probably doesn't hurt that we're in between San Francisco and L.A.
It doesn't hurt that we're in between San Francisco and L.A. Correct.
What do you think about the live music in this area? I mean, now that Vina Robles is open, it used to be we had a few shows.
Robles, I've heard of that.
And then we had the fair, right? And if the fair didn't book who you liked, then you were kind of like, well, you have to go out of the area. But now we got Vina Robles, we got what you're doing down in Avila Beach, when the fair is kind of the cherry on top.
Siren,
the Fremont, the Siren. Are you working with the Siren at all?
No, but I know them, and I know Paul, the guy who's created it, and Monty runs it, and they're great people, and they do great things for our market.
Yeah, because let's be honest. I mean, Slow Brew, when it was at the old location, that was a great venue for live music. Something happened. I mean, it's a very cool-looking bar. They have good food, great food. They got Tom Federo there. They got the beer. But the live music just has fallen off a little bit. It's not what it used to be. They're not booking as much, and you're not seeing those caliber.
Well, they don't
acts.
have the venue to do it. So,
although they have the new one at the airport,
yeah,
you want to be booking that.
Yeah.
So in our little market right now, so anybody that complains that we don't get enough music, I don't know what to say. I mean, go to your room is what all.
Yeah, because the wineries have become all of a sudden the next stage for all these bands.
Our
to play
market
at.
is less than 300,000 people in our county. What is it, like 260,000 people?
Something like that.
And we have Vina, we have the Fair, we have Avila, we have the Siren, we have the Fremont, we have, unbelievable.
What I don't understand what you guys are able to do, and I'm talking about all the promoters in the area, is how Modest Mouse played the Madonna in Expo Center.
Oh, yeah, they got that too.
Yeah.
That was a good medicine show.
Yeah, and so when Todd calls up, and Modest Mouse is an easy sell because they've done it before.
Correct.
But when you first reach out to a A-list act, like Incubus came to the Avila Beach golf course,
correct,
for lack of a better term.
Correct.
How do you say to Incubus, yeah, we got this venue. It's next. It's cool that it's next to the ocean and everything, but you're going to be playing a golf course. At some point, is it a tough sell to get these acts to come out and play a place that they may have never heard of before?
Well, the whole point is, because I've been doing shows there for 30 years now. This is the 25th Blues Festival, so they go by the past.
Right. So
if they have
past
artists.
results.
Yeah, and if you look at Wilco,
Sheryl
Crow, Crosby, Stills and Nash, John Lee Hooker,
Jackson Brown,
Don Henley. Yeah. I mean, you go who's played there, they'll say, "Oh, Don Henley played. Okay, we could do that."
Yeah,
they're not idiots, Jeff. They pay attention to what's going on.
I got you, but it's just. I think it's the coolest thing being a resident here, and I would much rather Wilco, for instance. I was talking to Matt.
That was a killer show.
Oh, it was awesome.
Brindleson.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt Brindleson, who is a big Wilco fan. He saw him at Avila, and he saw him down at the Hollywood Bowl the next night. And it's like the contrast in the two venues is crazy. A band that's going to sell out the Hollywood Bowl played on our beach.
Correct.
On the tee box at the 10th.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that was a great show.
20,000 versus 3,000.
Yeah. And
it wasn't 20,000. Yeah.
A band like that in an intimate setting where I can get my way close to the stage, whereas I'm stuck up in the nosebleeds.
Okay. Yeah, plus you got to drive, you got to buy a hotel, you got to, I
guess what I'm saying is thank you for doing what you do because you bring it.
I have a question that's always been on my mind, all right? Sometimes the stage is dead center with the ocean behind you, and sometimes the stage is a little bit set off to the left. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, it will probably always be. Yeah, what we're trying to do is make friends with. We want to make sure that the neighbors are okay. And when we put it up against the tennis courts, it impacted the town too much. So we'll probably never do that again.
Oh, okay.
It will probably always either be with its back towards the ocean in between the palm trees or on the driving range. Because we want to do more shows on the driving range. We've done 311 there.
That looks cool there.
Well, it's bigger, and as you go up the driving range, the view gets better.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little amphitheater.
It is indeed
kind
a
of
little
built in.
amphitheater.
Nice. All right, so other shows, Portugal the Man and Still Pulse coming. How do people find out and get tickets to all these shows? What's the best way to do it?
Through my website, autoproductionsinc.com is the best way.
Autoproductionsinc.com or go to Boo Boo Records.
Yeah.
All right. Great talking to you, man.
Thanks, you guys, very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.